What's good, baby? How you been?
Been great.
Me too.
I was just gonna say, how about you?
I've been good. I've been having the glorious opportunity to spend some much needed time bonding with you lately,
Yeah.
especially over this past weekend. So that's been dope.
hmm
Yeah.
What was dope about it?
What was dope about it? Well, this past weekend, we got to literally spend some much needed alone time together,
hmm
and I enjoyed every moment of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go out to Austin. Interestingly enough, planned out a whole idea of what I thought the day was going to be like.
Uh-huh.
Didn't really go like that, but it still ended up being pretty dope. Going out there, being able to have the opportunity to go to the botanical gardens, walk around the lake and just be with you, eat some good food and just be together. Like it was dope. And just knowing that even though it was just a small, chill, like little day getaway, I love the fact that we're putting our thoughts into action about what we said about spending more intentional time together,
Yeah.
even when it comes to just doing like little small things. And man, I enjoyed that time.
No, I really enjoyed it because I told you that I really want to be a nature girly.
Right.
So I want to do more outdoorsy stuff like hikes and all that stuff. So for you to put so much thought into taking me to the botanical gardens and then to the Ladybird Lake for us to walk and stuff like that, that was like everything to me. So I'm like, you really considered what I actually wanted to do and then planned the day around that. And that was dope to me.
Yeah, trying to keep your fitness goals in check. But
Yeah.
also, knowing like that's a big part of who you want I'm going to say the new you to be.
Yeah.
All in the nature and being outside and stuff like that. So I did want you to realize that I heard you when you said that. And I wanted to create a day around us doing stuff that allowed you to be able to experience more of that.
Yeah.
Even though initially, I wanted us to go to another little wildlife preserve or something like that somewhere else, but another time for that.
Yeah.
So no big deal. But yeah, I wanted you to realize, that I heard you when you said that, and I wanted to do some things that would show you, or at least present the opportunity, for you to be able to get that experience. And so I'm glad we got to have that time.
Yeah, I appreciate it because you actually took off work to spend the day with me.
Yeah.
Like you was like, yeah, I'm going to take this day off and we're going to get out of the city. We're going to go somewhere else and spend this time together. I'm like, it's like so much that you put into doing this, gesture for me. And it made me really feel special. And I appreciate you for thinking of me in this way because that shit is so dope. It's so dope because I know and I say it's so dope. I'm really grateful. So I'm going to start there. I'm really grateful for the man that you are and the way you think about me when you do certain things. Because I know in real life, like women who don't have that in their person. So for you to really consider me in a lot of things is like it's a beautiful thing because I know people who don't have that and they're in a relationship, so I'd never take for granted the things you do for me ever.
Well, I'm grateful to know that for one.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to me, of course, because you're my wife, and I want you to be happy. I want you to do the things that are important to you.
Yeah.
But also, I'm very aware of the fact that you've always done that same thing for me too. You're extremely thoughtful. Probably the most thoughtful person I've ever met and or encountered in my whole life. From plenty of birthdays and different experiences, that you've put together for me that allow me to be able to see that you care about the things I care about.
Absolutely.
And the things that bring me joy and the unique experiences that I like. And you catering things, like to me and my interests. And I'm definitely, trying to do more of that for you as well to let you know, like, hey, like when you tell me you want to do certain things or certain things are important to you, I want you to know, like, they're important to me too. Because the happier I can make you, or the more I can contribute to your happiness, the more I can get you to have the experiences and share the experiences that you want to have and create all of that stuff. Like, all in all, that ends up making it a more joyous experience for the both of us because my wife is happy, I'm happy. We get to enjoy each other's time together and just enjoy us in a peak moment together, knowing that our needs are met and that we're taking care of one another. And of course, just seeing you being able to enjoy the things that I set up for you, like that was everything. And it seemed so simple because it was such a little chill, relaxed day, so to say.
It wasn't simple to me.
Yeah, but like it was,
to me.
And time matters.
Yeah,
you know, like being able to have just time together. Like it wasn't nothing real rushed or crazy or nothing like that. We was in a lot of traffic. But even then, we was having like dope conversations and we was just wasn't in a rush to get nowhere. We was just enjoying being us. And I think that was like the best part of all of it.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about work. We didn't talk about creating content. We didn't talk about our baby girl. We didn't talk about anything outside of us. We literally only talked about us and how we felt about each other, how we felt about our marriage, where we think we were going, like just asking each other questions along the drive. And I thought that was dope too.
Yeah. And so it gave us another opportunity to bond, you know, and just connect. And man, you can't put a price tag on how valuable moments like that are.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely have enjoyed, you know, the last few days. Shoot, even Saturday when we got to just kick it and literally lay up all day and just watch movies and, you know, enjoy ourselves. So
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, man. Being intentional and spending time with you is definitely one of my favorite things to do. And I'm looking forward, you know, to spending more time like that and just enjoying us, man. Because, you know, this season right now that we're stepping into is really about not only just going after goals and accomplishing other things that we want to do professionally, but really seeing each other in our new light and enjoying marriage. Literally, like just enjoying marriage and what it is and what ours is and what it's becoming in this state.
Yes.
And prioritizing it. So yeah, man, I'm real happy these days.
Me too.
And I get to spend a ample amount of time, you know, with my favorite person in the world. You, if you didn't know.
Oh, I know.
Gotcha.
I know. I know. One of the questions I asked you on the drive was like, what's your favorite thing about our marriage right now? Or what do you value most about our marriage right now?
You remember what I said?
No. But I want you to answer on camera.
Right. Yeah, man. So, my favorite thing about our marriage right now is just, it's who we are. Like it's who we are in this moment and who we've become.
Okay.
And not only just that, but knowing that we've put in so much work to be who we are today, and that we've gotten to a point now to where not only have we been able to prioritize our marriage, but we've become so much more individually and together. And what I was getting at was that who we are today, or who my wife is today, because I'm going to start with you. I love your confidence. I love your character. I love the fact that you've taken so much of a responsibility for yourself and the things that are important to you, like regarding your fitness goals and just you being happy with you and being able to experience that. Because like I mentioned to you in the car, it's one thing for me to think that you're amazing and you're beautiful and you're all of these things. And I've always told you that, you know, countless times, but it's completely different when you're feeling that way about yourself. And I don't have to constantly reassure you that I think you're beautiful, that I think, you know, everything about you is amazing and all of this other stuff, even though it's true. And I don't mind doing it. I've done it, you know, for years, but it's something special about you feeling that way about you that it just makes it different. You know what I mean? It's like, I love seeing confident you. I love seeing more clear you, more grounded you. knowing that you have so much more clarity and more peace in who you are and that you're happy with you.
Yeah.
And then flipping that around, you know, like to myself, like I feel more clear than I've ever been.
Yes.
I feel more confident and sure of myself than I've ever felt before.
Right.
I feel more aware of God's presence in my life, you know, and the favor that we've had and that we still have, and where the direction of our marriage and where that's going. And all of that and who we're being in this moment right now is my favorite thing, because that makes every experience that much more special. That makes everything that we do from this state of being that much more amazing and enjoyable.
Right.
And that's my favorite thing about where our marriage is today.
Yeah. There's a lot of favorites.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
you get what I'm getting.
I get exactly what you're saying.
It's who we are at this point in our marriage, you know, that's my favorite. Because again, we can do, it would be easy to put it on an activity or things that we do for one another or whatever the case. But saying who we are is different.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, there was a season in our lives where we were both not in the best shape. You know what I'm saying? Like we were dating, we were going out, but that would be us putting on sweatpants because nothing else fit.
Right.
Or whenever we did go out, it would be, we can't even really enjoy the night because for 2 hours before that, we was just trying on clothes and none would fit. And then you'd be like, babe, this look good on me. This look good on me. And I'm like, I want to wear this shirt, but I don't like the way it fit on me right now and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, we're doing the activity, but we don't feel good about us.
Yeah.
And if we're not feeling good about us, then we can't really be as present and in the moment and enjoy the activity or whatever it is that we're doing, because there's still some subconsciousness there. And even it's like not caring about folks for it, but how you care about you matters.
Absolutely.
And so being in a space now to where we're so much more pleased with who we are from the inside out and from the outside in, it makes everything that we do 10 times better.
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, anything we do at this point in time, like the experience or the activity or whatever the case, you know, it's like the cherry on top, so to say. But the real substance comes from who we are.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, my favorite is. What is your favorite thing?
I like that. I like your answer. I want to take your answer.
No, you don't get to take mine. Okay. aside from that, what would you say your favorite is?
My favorite thing about our marriage right now, I would say the fact that we have put our marriage itself back on the pedestal that it should be on. I think we've spent a lot of years going after certain goals, trying to achieve certain things. Like, we got to get this, we got to do this, we got to get this done. And not saying our marriage wasn't a priority, but it was certain things that we did put on the back burner.
Yeah.
But it's like, now it's like, no, our marriage is like top 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is up there, and being able to just love each other and just, I wish I could explain it better. Because I don't want it to come off the wrong way. You know how it goes be. It's like, something I told you before is I'm in a space where I am more present, more present in the moment, because I've lived in the past and in the future for so long. So being able to truly appreciate how far we've come and have so much gratitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, we're married, whatever. It's a piece of paper. It's like, no, we're married. Like, we've come so far. We've built so much. We didn't have a roadmap. Nobody taught us what to do. We didn't know how to be a wife or a husband. We didn't know anything, but we figured this shit out, and we're still figuring it out, and we're loving the journey along the way. You know what I mean? And then so to look at our marriage now and really be like, we're married. Like, we did this. We're doing this, you know? And not look at it as such like a small thing. Like, oh, I'm just married to my husband. Like, does it make sense? Like, I wish I could explain it better, but it's something beautiful when you really build something with your own hands with the person that you love, and nothing anyone else has makes sense to us. Like what we created makes sense to us. We never looked at someone else and was like, oh, we want what they have. Like, no, that doesn't make sense. What we created together for our own unique personalities, our own uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? It just made everything, I don't know, like it just makes everything like super dope about our marriage.
I agree with that.
And I know my words was all over the place with that.
No,
but I can't really. Some stuff is really hard to explain.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like feelings and how I feel about our marriage, like it's hard for me to put it into words because I know no one else is going to understand where I'm coming from but you, because you're in it with me.
Because like the feelings are so big.
It's so big, and sometimes you just can't explain it because it's so big, So hopefully it came out.
You know what I mean?
Hopefully it came out right.
Yeah. It's like we've built what we have now, like to this point. And it's like just acknowledging that.
Yes.
And being grateful for that. And then not just being so caught up on old versions of us or old versions of you and being so far ahead. It's like, no, look at what we've built up to this moment right now. And like having a level of gratitude for just right here. And then knowing that we are still growing and becoming more whatever. But like, hey, right now where we at, I love this here.
Yes.
And being, again, like in a state of gratitude with that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I summed all of that up.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I mean. Thank you. See, we be.
I get you, baby.
I know.
I get you. And I try to make sure that when I feel like I know you so well sometimes, it's like you can start a sentence or start talking to a point and I'd be like, I know where you're going.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, as you're talking, it's like I'm listening to you, but I'm like also at the same time confirming if I knew where I think you were about to take whatever you were about to say. So kind of future pacing it a little bit. But most of the time I'm usually spot on. But I think it's just because, we talk so much.
Yeah, we do.
So it's hard for me kind of just not to know you like that.
I love that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my words don't always have to be perfect. It doesn't have to come out perfectly or whatever. But like, my heart and you know when my feelings are big, my words get jumbled up. But you know me enough to be like, that's what she meant. Like, you know what I mean? Or this is where she's trying to come from. Yeah. And then you're able to say it back to me and I'm like, yes. Oh, shit. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I meant. You said exactly what I was trying to say, even though I couldn't say it. Then that's going to sound real horrible on the camera because I hit the mic.
It's all good. We'll get over it. Need to figure out whatever that thing is, that we use to where it don't matter as much. Whatever. Okay. We good where we at. But it also really reminded me of a conversation we was actually having on the accountability call, today with my guys. And of course, not to be specific about anything we talked about, but it reminded me, like in our conversations, we were talking about accountability and how our wives hold us accountable and including them and stuff like that. And then you breaking down, what we've built, up to this point. It reminds me from that conversation we were talking about alignment, you know what I mean? And just being on the same team and how even through everything that we've been through together, be it us chasing goals, be it us prioritizing our marriage or whatever the case may be, we've always had that mindset to do it together. Yeah. And even in the way that we've built our marriage, we've always had the mindset that even if we're not making the seemingly best decision, we finna go about it, together. And we're going to prioritize us being on the same page and doing whatever it is together. Right. And that has been so beneficial to our marriage and even learning how to better support one another and show up for one another. Right. And even down to us being more present and in the moment. I think that's something that we've both had to learn together in different ways at different points. Yeah. But it just, I don't know, man. I get such joy at seeing how we operate together. You know what I mean? Be it coming from us prioritizing our marriage and how we're going to do certain things, but sometimes even like feelings, like learning to just be in the moment. Like my wife, she says, you over here and you're like, hey, you know what? I just want to be able to be in this moment and take it in and enjoy it for what it is and all of this stuff. And I'm like, man, you know what? I haven't spent enough time being in the moment and taking this stuff in and just allowing it to be what it is, whatever. So it's like, and you're doing that, that's like a signal to go off for me. It's like, hey, you need to get on that same page too. So that way I can be as present as you are and really take in the fullness of what it is. Right. And it's like, so we be so aligned to where it's kind of like even down to like not only like the activities, even sometimes in thoughts and feelings, to where we move so, I don't know, man, like in unison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just made me think about that from a conversation I had with the guys. And it's just, I'm grateful to know that we have something like that.
Yeah, I always think it's really dope when we'll both be thinking a certain thing or feeling a certain thing, but we won't talk about it. But we'll like maybe post something about it or send somebody, like I'll send you a video, you send me a video, and you're like, bro, like that's exactly what I've been thinking about. That's what's been on my mind. It's like, that's been on my mind too. I'm like, so like it's crazy how connected we are in a sense.
Yeah, and that's something that we've built over time.
Yeah.
And man, you can't fake that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like I feel like we be so spot on with how we're feeling.
It's kind of creepy sometimes.
It is, but I think that's also why, like, when you're trying to explain certain things, it's like, man, you know what? You probably along the same lines of what I've been dealing with or what I've been thinking or feeling. So I'm like, I know where she's going with this. She probably already done been in my head rent free, just in there chilling, taking in my thoughts. And now she done adorified it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I love that. Like I love that for us because man, it's like how do you get to this point?
That's literally what we was talking about in the car. I'm like, how did our relationship become what it is? Like, it's so beautiful, and there's a lot of things about our marriage that is not logical. It literally doesn't make any sense, like at all. It's just like feelings and has to be God, like because it just some stuff just don't make sense, but it worked. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you try to explain that to somebody who's outside of our marriage, like, what? No, you need to use logic and don't marry for potential and whatever the hell they be talking about. But I'm like, okay, like I hope that works out for you, but I don't know. It's some stuff about love and about marriage you just cannot explain, and it's not going to make sense.
Yeah, I know it's something that we've always said before. It's like, man, there's some things you just can't explain until you in it. And it's like, until you find like that right person and you're really in it with them, like we could say some stuff.
Yeah.
But you're just not going to get it. Like, we way too far in this thing, like to be trying to talk to you while you still trying to consider whether or not you want to be with another person at all. Like, we way too far in it. Because like you said, some stuff just don't have, there may not be a good logical enough reason for you to be able to understand it. And we're not finna be the ones to do that.
And even in that, like, even not even talking about other people, even if we're talking about ourselves, me telling myself something at year 1 that I know at year 10 as a wife, I would be so confused. Like, girl, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, my year 1 Adoria as a wife would not understand year 10. And that's just, it's something you really just can't explain. You just got to live through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like why, the scenarios and stuff like that, like it really don't be mattering. Because when you really like in it with somebody, and especially when the feelings are mutual and you both are highly invested in each other's, love and shared interests and just being one, the way you work through things, like it don't always make sense. Because you could see some people, they be like, I don't know how you did that. You better than me and XYZ and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, it's so much so much context missing there.
Yeah.
Like you really don't know until you're really, really in it with the right person.
Right.
And you're really trying to make sure that what you have is special and cherished, and that you're putting your marriage on a pedestal and trying to be the best thing that you can be, for whoever your spouse is. And logic goes smooth out the door. And that's where faith really has to take over. But I mean, that's marriage. Like you can't do, logic can only get you so far in marriage. It's way more faith than anything.
Right.
Like, because everything that you're building and creating together, like, you're just hoping that it works out.
Yeah.
And that you stay interested enough in each other for it to work out over the long haul.
Right.
And that as you continue to change individually and together, that you keep finding your way back together, or that you do it at a pace to where you're both able to like do it fluidly and never like disconnect ever. And it's like little things like that you can't really teach that.
Yeah.
Like two people have to want that level of connection and then be willing to go through the ebbs and flows while staying connected. And you don't know what type of challenges, adversity, anything that you're going to get thrown at you in the process of that.
Right.
But you endure and you come through whatever those particular situations are, and you keep loving each other and just... Sometimes you get hit with specific questions or different things like that, and you make seemingly illogical or irrational decisions or whatever that work out. And it's just because it's faith in it.
Yeah.
And it's like not everything is like, it ain't a math formula for marriage. You know what I mean? Like it just... And if you ain't willing to do that, man, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got to just have that level of faith and belief, and then willingness to put yourself in that particular type of role and open yourself up to everything that it is, because it's like an all or nothing. It's like if you're not willing to give all and be all in that marriage, then you ain't gonna never be able to get the fullness of what it actually is. So you gotta risk everything. Yeah. And granted, that can come over time.
Yeah.
But it has to be the option.
Right.
Like it has to be like that thing that you're aiming toward and you're not straying away from it. Like you're looking to fall deeper in love. You're looking to be more committed. You're looking for ways to reinforce your dedication to this person and to go deeper on purpose and not tiptoe around it and back up when seemingly potential possibilities for you to be able to do that show up. Like, so it's, again, it's just a lot of faith.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was really good, baby.
Yeah, I don't even know how it ended up down there.
I don't know how the conversation, went.
We was talking about, like how we brought it up in the car, like how do we create whatever this is that we have, and just not knowing. And like you said, like some stuff just don't have no logic behind it.
Right.
And you care enough, you invest enough, and eventually you look up one day and it's like, bam, 10 years later.
10 years. Almost 13 together.
Yeah. Almost. Literally, what, 2 months away? Dang, actually, I think almost to the date.
Yeah. What day is it?
14? Something like that?
Something like that.
Anyway.
Yeah. We ain't even gonna try to.
Any closing thoughts, my love?
No, this was a good conversation.
I enjoy talking to you.
I love talking to you.
You're one of my favorite people to converse with about pretty much any and everything.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Hey, family, we hope you enjoyed today's episode and that you got some value out of it in some shape, form, or fashion, of course. My name is John Trone. This is my beautiful queen.
Adoria.
We are one dope couple. And please do like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're checking us out at. Follow us on whatever your favorite podcasting platform is. And until next time, family, peace and love.